Hello everybody, it's Honey Lou. I'm going to be doing a video response to Jay at Iridescent Tarot, only one deck. I am pretty comfortable and confident with my decisions, so I'm just going to get started. So first, if I was stuck on a desert island and I only had to pick one deck, I know what that would be, but I would be taking a fresh new journal with me, and then I would be taking the Book of Thoth with me, and then I would take... I'm just going to show you the deck that I'm working with right now, but this is my first one. I don't know which deck I would be taking. It would just depend on really which mood I am at that time when I get stuck in a desert. And right now, this is the mood, is with my old first 1983 greenie. I know for a fact it would be the greenie, but it just, I don't know which one. But this is it. I mean, this is what I would consider a soul deck for me. It has everything that I was looking for in a deck. I agree with Aleister Crowley's philosophies and his outlook on life, and there's still so much for me to learn, and it's been about 4 years now, and I still haven't gotten tired of this deck. This deck is forever for me. I mean, I would love to find a deck that maybe is like an artsy deck that I love just as much as Thoth. Like, I never get tired of Thoth. And other decks, like, I play with them and I love them, but I mean, it's not like Thoth at all. And then the colors are gorgeous. I feel like this deck has a lot of depth. And it's very versatile. Like, if I wanted to do certain types of readings, this is the deck that I automatically would go to. And also, like, even predictive readings, I grab the Thoth. The Thoth is what I use, and how I would predict, like, times, I would use the Decan Wheel. And I know how, like, some people do, like, I don't know, like, wands or summer or whatever. I don't do it that way. I literally just use the Decan Wheel, and it's been very accurate for me and for my clients. And yeah, and it's intuitive. I learned from Pips, and I guess I'm just kind of a Pip kind of girl, but this has the colors, and yeah, I still crush on this deck. I just think it's the most beautifulest thing in the world. But still, I have lots to learn, and I would just be studying the Book of Thoth, and I would be mastering this deck 100%. And I would be so happy. I mean, honestly, like, if I did have a runner-up, it would probably be a backup of Thoth. And I'm not kidding. It wouldn't be the backup, or it wouldn't be the runner-up that I picked. It would just be a different edition. Gotta got backups. Gotta have the backups. Beautiful. Okay, and so the runner-up was actually really hard for me to decide at first, but then I took the decks out, and then I looked at them, and then when I finally picked out the deck, I was like, oh yeah, this is it. I'm comfortable with this one, and I will show you right now. So it is the Tarot de Noble, and this is by Agnes. So this is the edition that I would be taking. It's perfect because it fits in my hands. It would be a perfect pocket deck. This deck is very mysterious for me. I mean, I've learned off of Pips. Like, I learned off of the Visconti, the large deck. I alternated the Rider-Waite-Smith, and I alternated the Visconti de Monroe, and I loved that guidebook. But also, like, I did my own thing. Like, I didn't make it too hard where I had to understand the Pips and how they, how they look, and reading it like that. I just used it with, like, numerology. And then I would use the Rider-Waite-Smith. I would just memorize the Rider-Waite-Smith keywords and their meanings, and that's just how I learned. But then later on, I understood the visuals by Squid Cake, because that one had a really good guidebook with the visuals in there, and I loved that. But this deck is very mysterious for me. Also, I find it to be a deck that I would love to take my time with. And I think this deck is gorgeous and just very beautiful, like the colors. There's nothing I dislike about this deck, and it just speaks to me. But yeah, if I didn't have Thoth distracting me, this would definitely be a deck that I would just love to take with me. Like maybe if I went on a trip and I didn't take Thoth, I would take this. And I just feel like I haven't quite had my full time with this deck yet. So it still feels like a mystery, and I still feel like there's still some time and to develop memories with this deck, and I think that would be perfect. I love this card. I think it's so gorgeous. And yeah, everything about this deck, it's so soft. I love the paper. Super, super gorgeous. We'll just look at the rest of the cards. I mean, this doesn't have like astrology correspondence, and that was one thing I was wondering about, but I was like, you know what, it's okay. Like, I don't need any of that stuff. I would just love to work with these pips and to develop my own meanings, and that would be fun. I think that would be a fun time in the desert with just this deck. So pretty. Okay. So that is pretty much it, but I wanted to talk about other decks that are not runner-ups. I just want to talk about like why I didn't pick them. So this one was a thought. This one I was heavily considering. I was heavily considering to cheat and just add it as a runner-up because yeah. But this is the Blushing Fool Rider-Waite-Smith, and then this is the Carol Herzer deck. And honestly, like I was thinking of something that was very practical. And I feel like these two decks are very practical. Not as much as the Carol Herzer deck. Like I think it's gorgeous. But the reason why I didn't pick it, like I just think it's so beautiful and so fun. And this is a deck that like never leaves my side. Like I travel with this deck all the time, and it's one of my favorite decks. It's probably in my top 3. But yeah, I just was like, I didn't think, I don't know, it just wasn't sitting right. Like if this is the only deck I would have, this is the only deck I would have. Did I say that right? If this was the only deck I would have. But anyways, you know what I mean. It's not the deck that I would want to take with me because, I don't know, I just think, I know why. Okay, so you know what? I feel like I've already done my study with the Rider-Waite-Smith, and it's already had its moment. And like I said with Marseille, I feel like I never had it. It didn't have its full moment, and it hasn't had my full attention yet. And this was like my starter deck. And also this deck like reads so well. It's practical. It has everything I need. And I think the artwork is gorgeous. Like I've learned to really just like love and appreciate all of this artwork. I love that fool. But I feel like I already had it. It already had its moment. Like I've already developed that intimate connection with it. That it's just a deck that I don't really need to take. But I still really love. It's just, I already know everything about it. Thoth is still a mystery to me. The Marseille is still a mystery to me. But this is just one that I feel like I crossed the finish line with, if that makes sense. And the guidebook doesn't really have that much depth to it. I mean, there's not really much stuff on Marseille, but I like that about that deck because I feel like that's a deck that it makes room for developing your own intuition. But this one, it just gives you the keywords, it tells you exactly what it is, and it doesn't tell you why it is, and but still, it's absolutely beautiful. Oh, cool. I love that. And then I was thinking about oracles too. And I was like, you know, I don't think I would take an oracle if that was the only thing I could take. But I mean, if I could take an oracle and a tarot, I would be golden. But I wanted to talk about that too. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Oh, wait, I have one more deck that I was considering as well. I actually did make a video with this as the runner-up, but I changed it because I was like, I don't know if that would be the deck that I would want. Like, I think it's stunning and gorgeous, and but yeah, I don't know, I think this is the only deck. It's my favorite. Like, I know that it's Rider-Waite-Smith based and stuff, but it's my favorite artsy deck, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like it's a collage, it has its own thing going, but it's definitely my number one favorite deck that kind of, it just does its own little thing. It's very unique. I mean, Spolia is a unique deck, and everybody knows it's a unique deck, and that's why people want this deck. But yeah, I think it's gorgeous, and I was thinking about it, I was like, would that be the deck? And I love working with this deck too, but yeah, I don't know. I know that I would miss something. I would miss something if I had this and I didn't have Thoth or Marseille. But yeah, it was a gut feeling, like I was like, no, this is not the runner-up. It's not. But it is one of my favorite decks. I'm so thankful that I have this deck. And the previous owner, I think her name Candy. I almost called her Candace. She told me to not shuffle this deck, and I listened to her, so I only overhand shuffle this deck to keep it in beautiful condition. But this deck usually just stays on my altar, and I rarely put this deck away, and it's so beautiful. Okay, so let's talk about the oracles. Like, if I had to pick only an oracle and that was it, no tarot at all, it would be the Tantric or Secret Dakini Oracle. Because this deck has like a tarot system with it, just not the court cards, which is fine, but I find this deck to be very predictive, very spiritual, and I like that it's very versatile, and I feel like there's a lot for me to do with this deck. And then I have another oracle that I was thinking, like, okay, like, so yeah, if I didn't have to take a tarot, like, if I couldn't take a tarot, excuse me, and it only could be an oracle, this is the only oracle I would take. Okay, it's gorgeous, the guidebook's amazing. I wonder if I'd be able to have my phone, because I love reading the guidebook, and I love going on Google, and I love learning more, and yeah, every time I do readings with this deck, it's amazing. I love it so much. So there's that. But, okay, so if I was able to take a tarot deck with Thoth, this would be the deck I would take, because it's amazing. And the reason why is this guidebook. So I know, like, if I was in the desert and I would be really frustrated and scared and sad, this is the deck that I would take for encouragement. Like, this is the deck, like, you got it, girl. It gives me confidence. It makes me feel better. It's like a best friend in the deck. It just tells you, you got this. And then it tells you how you're feeling. And it really helps me to reflect on what I'm feeling, and it just gives me confidence, and it makes me feel better, especially like when tarot isn't there to help me identify what's really going on inside me. This is the deck that I turn to, and it's the best. Definitely my favorite self-care oracle. When tarot fails, I go to this. So for sure I would be taking this with this. Okay, that is my my response. Let me know what you think. I didn't cheat though, and that's what I was not doing, but I had things to say, okay? So, anyways, I hope more people do this response because I've been loving watching the responses. I've been finding new people to subscribe to too, and it's so fun because you get to see people's personality and their reading styles with the decks they choose, and I've been finding some decks that I had never even heard of, and people talking about it and them just crushing on this deck is amazing. Um, I was really surprised to see how much people picked Majestic Earth. I never even really thought of that deck or looked at that deck, and I think I'll probably watch a flip through and to see like maybe if I need that deck because obviously people love it for a reason. But anyways, that's my response. Bye.